Alrighty, well, welcome to ESC United, Monica. We are so excited to have you for a Eurovision interview. Before we get started and kind of talk a little bit about things, how are you doing today? How are rehearsals?
Rehearsals were 2 days ago, but tomorrow we're having another one. So we are preparing for second rehearsal because so many things are going to be changed. So we have been working on that. So yeah, it's just like my mind is intense. I can't sleep. I wanted 8 hours sleep and it's impossible. I wake up 6:30, which is not okay for me. I usually I'm a longer sleeper, but here I just can't. Like 6:30, my eyes are like boom, this. I'm like, oh my god, Monica, relax. I can't relax. But it's so exciting. It's so exciting. Oh my god, where I got myself into is crazy. It's Eurovision. I still can't believe it.
Right. Well, and I remember we were reading that there were a couple of, I think you were like the first maybe artist or the first delegation that had mentioned that like, things were gonna have to change for Eurovision just because of some of the issues with the staging and everything
Yeah.
like that. Just when we're thinking, and I know that nothing works at
Yes.
Eurovision the way that like, you envisioned it. But how much from the original concept are you going to have to change compared to what we'll see in Turin for the semifinals?
Well, basically, we were supposed to use the backing sun LEDs for the graphics that we have made, and apparently it's not working. It's only the lights only are working, so we had to adjust the new lighting instead of the graphics, and adjust new graphics for the ground maybe, and change the shooting angles. Yeah, so that's why there's going to be quite a difference from the first rehearsal to second one. So we will see, but I'm not a drama person. That it's still my performance is still more about the vibe and the feeling you get. It's not so much about the show, dancers or like crazy graphics or stuff like that. It's still more about the vibe and the intimacy, and the dress. I would say, it's like a little glimpse into the crazy lady of Lithuanian lady, just dancing alone in her room. Yeah, but we have been working in Lithuania as well, just changing some, adjusting to the new circumstances. But not only me, other delegations are also working on that. So we will
Mhm.
see. Yeah, even the lighting, we're changing some lights, shooting angles. Yeah, yeah, it's interesting. That's why now I understand. I was like, why do I have to go 2 weeks before we actually I'm gonna be singing? Now I understand why.
Well, yeah, and I know that you obviously have a long resume of performing on stages. You've been through the Lithuanian national final, so you have experience doing that and everything. But yeah, I think when you get to Eurovision and you're on
Yeah.
that stage, it's a brand new experience, and you're like, oh, there's cameras there, here, down there, and you're like, where do I go? So.
Yeah, like the size is huge. Like that's, yeah, that I had to change my some, yeah, I had to change something in my head. To actually I had to think differently to feel, to find the space for myself on the stage, and it
Mhm.
takes time. Yeah, always first rehearsals, they always go like that, always. It's history
Right.
repeating. It's always like this. So I trust the people that have been already in Eurovision for many years, and yeah, and they told me like, oh Monica, it's okay, it's gonna be good. Yeah,
Yes, they
because
are the
also
professionals.
this year it's a bit different. This year's Eurovision is a bit different because of the war in Ukraine. So
Mhm.
I don't want to like get too emotional about LEDs or about the stage, when actually the things.
Right, right. And I saw with your pre-party kind of outfits and everything, I had noticed that you have kind of that little Ukraine little pin that you wore for your
Um,
press and the performances and everything like that. So I know that
yeah.
that message on the war and what's going on has been pretty personal to you. And I remember that I think you've spoken on it quite a few times as well in some of your previous interviews.
Yes, yes,
Um, what
yes.
is it like to be? Because I know that they're also there in that semifinal, and they were in your day of rehearsals, of first rehearsals. What is it like, kind of having the Kalush Orchestra being there and being present, whilst you're also kind of dealing with some of those kind of bigger picture topics?
Yeah, for me, it's very meaningful that I can do that and I have this scene. And I'm very happy to meet with them. And I showed, we have in Lithuania, we are very active about war. My friends are very, they are actually, it's like their work now. And I had a moment when I showed to Kalush Orchestra the video my friend made in Lithuania of us singing Lithuanian, us singing Ukrainian folk song, and they got emotional about that. And yeah, it's amazing. And I saw their performance on the staging. It did not affect their performance. Their performance is fantastic. I was like, oh my god, that is big. That is so authentic, so crazy good. Did you have
Yeah.
a chance to talk to them?
I have not yet. We are hoping. Things are all very in the beginning stages of movement, so we're hoping we'll get more of the delegations on board. They are, I think, for obvious reasons, one of the harder delegations to get a hold of right now. So we'll
Yes.
see.
Yeah.
I am understanding that it may not happen, and I think that that's okay if we don't grab them.
Mhm.
Um, I did want to ask you though, since you had mentioned kind of Lithuanian. So this is the first time that we get a song in Lithuanian at Eurovision since 2000, I think 11. I think was the last time that we had one on the stage. Oh, are you going to correct
Lithuanian
me?
language?
Yeah, as at least from
You mean
Lithuania as a
Lithuanian
language.
language?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I wanted to ask you,
It
because
last time
obviously,
it was in the, you know what, in past century it was 1994, the
yes,
last time Lithuanians sang in Lithuanian.
yes, so I think 2011 had pieces in Lithuanian. I think, if I remember it correctly. But you're right. Yes, the
Oh,
last
maybe.
fully Lithuanian entry was most definitely the 1999 entry, which is a good entry. Personal plug there.
Yeah.
But I wanted to ask you, because you've been very adamant
Yeah.
that like Lithuania, you wanted this song to be in Lithuanian and you wanted to stay in Lithuanian for Eurovision. Why
Yes.
was that so important to
Yes.
you? And are you hoping that that might kind of maybe push maybe some more entries in Lithuania into the Pamanamis Now Show national final slash into Eurovision in the future?
I think that's what needs to be appreciated more, uh, especially in Lithuania. People are a bit shy about Lithuanian language, like, oh, nobody's gonna understand what you're singing about. Like I'm gonna explain them. It's like why can other countries sing in their own language and everybody's gonna be like, oh, that is such a beautiful language, and us should be feel ashamed about our language, which is the oldest Indo-European language in the whole Europe, and it's still existing, and we as a small country actually should be proud of that. And I was like, no way, only Lithuanian, especially in the context of this war in Ukraine. I'm a bit sick of all my life, wherever I was traveling around, everyone's like, so you guys are speaking Russian in Lithuania? I'm like, no, we have alphabet, we have our own language. We still, till this time, till today, we need to explain. People know Lithuanian language, they don't know it is existing. So the Eurovision platform is the biggest platform that I can, yeah, yeah, to share Lithuanian language through music, because still, first of all, it's music language,
Mm-hmm.
and only then it comes lyrics. So that was my main idea about that.
Okay.
i'm
Well, and,
i'm
and
so
also
emotional right now.
Well, and thinking about that song, Sentimentai, I know that you are also not just the singer, but also the songwriter for the song. How
Yeah,
long did it take you to write that entire song?
maybe about a week, I would say, because I also prepare most of the instrumental music parts. It's, loads of them are written by me as well. And then we work with an amazing producer in London, Miles James, who produced this track, because this whole track is recorded in London using only like old vintage synths. It's only live instruments. There is no like digital instruments or no laptop sounds. It's just all live instruments, and we used some old synth Yamaha CS80, which was used for Blade Runner soundtrack. So yeah, I had loads of fun recording this song.
Okay, perfect, perfect. Well, and obviously, I want to be mindful of time because I know that you've got a busy day of press. But I think the most important question that I can ask you: who is going to receive your 12 points at Eurovision this year?
Ukraine.
Perfect.
When they sing, it goes to my heart straight away because they're singing the song about mother, and yeah, it's dedicated to the moms whose sons and daughters are fighting for their freedom right now, and just I get goosebumps even talking about that. So
Hmm.
when I see them performing every time, but also my favorite is Cornelia from Sweden, and I love Chanel from Spain.
Mm.
Yeah, that would be my top three most favorite artists this year.
Yeah, and those are all three some pretty big fan favorites right now. So
Yep.
you've made a lot of Eurovision fans very happy with those statements. So well, all right. Like I said, I want to be mindful of your time. I know that you have a busy day of press, and as you said as well, you have your second rehearsal coming up tomorrow. But I do want to thank you so
Yeah.
much for taking some time out of your day to talk with us and for
Oh
our
my God,
listeners to
thank you
kind of
so
get to know
much.
you. Of course, of course. So, just
Thank
as a
you.
quick reminder for everyone, make sure that you tune in for the first semifinal to see Monika perform her song
Hi.
Sentimentai. If you're going to vote for Monica, make sure that you do that. Support her, stream all of her music, everything like that. And here on the ESC United channel, make sure that you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you know the next
Do that.
time. Yes, yes. Next, so that you know the next time that we're gonna post another Eurovision interview, we have a ton of them coming down the pipeline. So, but until then, again, Monica, thank you so much. Wish you all the best, and have a good day. Okay.
Oh my God, have a good night. Bye bye.
Bye.